Good morning, everyone. So, I'm going to do something a little bit different. This is going to be completely unedited. I'm using my phone to record because my camera charger is not with me and my camera is dead. And that's what I usually use to record videos, so bear with me. But I wanted to take a moment to just give you guys a quick update and then also answer some really common questions that I've been getting lately, and hopefully it'll be helpful. So first of all, I am in a new space. I have moved back down to Tucson, Arizona, where I am attending Pima Community College. So I'm returning to school. I'm 32 years old. I've been through all this before, but I got this bug, and I also had an opportunity that was kind of unique, and I felt like if I don't take advantage of this now, I will never get another opportunity like this. First of all, my husband's still living in the mountains, working at the hotel where we were both living and managing. So that's going to be a little bit tricky, long distance, but we've been together for 10 years. I don't think it's going to be a problem. And I'll have plenty of opportunities to go and visit him. That aside, that doesn't matter. I am living in like an apartment that belongs with my mother and father-in-law. And so I get to live here for free. I get to go to school and just concentrate on school. Now, I have been really embarrassed about sharing this because I feel like a fool thinking like, oh, with all of my cello experience, a whole year, whoopee-doo, I'm going to go back to school and study music. So yeah, that's what I'm doing. I actually started planning on this like in September, and my teacher and I have been preparing for this quietly. But it's a community college, and I'm just going for an associate's degree. I already have all my general education that was done a long time ago, so I'll just be able to focus on music classes, which is really nice. So what's going on is for this spring semester, I am taking the intro classes. I'm taking intro piano, intro music theory, and then I am in the process of auditioning in the orchestra for the community orchestra. And then in the fall, I will be auditioning to become a member of the music program at the local college. The nice thing about the music program is it follows the exact same curriculum as the University of Arizona. So it's actually designed for people to transfer over for a 4-year degree. And it's designed for people that aren't quite ready in their musicianship to be at a 4-year university. But I'm just going for my associates. Hopefully, it'll all go well. I think it will, and that's not my ego, but just, I've been talking to people in the orchestra, my stand partner, for example, and just kind of getting a feel for the audition process and what their expectations are. And it definitely sounds like a lot less, what's the word? I can't think of the word. It doesn't sound as, oh, darn it. I can't think at all. It's a little more flexible. It's a little more, they're a little more open-minded maybe, or a little more accepting of a wider variety of skill levels, which I definitely appreciate. It's kind of a funny thing. I was talking to somebody the other day and they're like, you have to audition to be in the music program? So you actually have to know about music before you learn about music? It's like, yeah. So I think community college is a really fantastic way if you're feeling, the lack of experience and technique to be able to actually go to school and learn about music and not feel so bad about not knowing about music. So anyways, that's the plan. One of the things that I've been doing to prepare for the audition is all of my major scales in 4 octaves. And that's starting to actually come around, and I'm really excited about it. And then the other thing is preparing a solo piece to perform. I have met with the cello teacher at the community college. We've had one lesson together, and I plan on having another lesson with her in the near future, just to kind of pick her brains a little and get her perspective on, because she, you know, teaches for the music program there, and she teaches cello, and so she'll be able to guide me, like, this is what we're looking for, this is what you need to work on in preparation for the audition. So anyways, that's what I'm doing. If you've made it this far, I'm just gonna try to answer some questions real quick. I'm sorry, I didn't think that I would be so long-winded in this first part. So anyways, two of the most common questions I get probably are, how many hours a day do you practice, and what is your musical background? So, how many hours a day do I practice? Probably, honestly, somewhere between 4 and 5 now. 4 to 5 hours, which I know sounds absolutely insane. But I practice every morning, and I spend an hour, maybe an hour and a half, doing my bowing exercises, warm-ups, working on my bowing technique, and then working on my scales. And then I have been doing a Schroeder etude, and then some Bach stuff. Sorry, Bach, I didn't mean to say stuff. I mean no disrespect. So my first morning practice is always like really focused and really structured, where I have a goal for that practice. It's like, okay, today I really want to work on making sure that I use gravity to apply pressure to the string and engage the string. Pressure in my bow hand. You're not actually pushing. So that's something that I'm working on, because I really want to have a nice fluid, flexible bow hand. So like for that day's practice, I'll be like, okay, gravity. Or, you know, I'll do like, oh, I need to work on my hand shape over here on the fingerboard and shifting up. So I'll do like shifting exercises where I go into the 4th position and I can check my intonation with the next string over, things like that. So whatever I feel like I need to work on that day, and then I'll pick a scale. I'll pick a scale that either I haven't worked on in a long time or one that I feel like I need to work on more. For example, in orchestra we have a piece of music that is in the E major scale, which has 4 sharps. So I've been kind of working on that scale in particular because that's a lot of sharps, and I want to make sure that I'm playing all the correct notes. And then for like repertoire piece, I always do like slow run-throughs with a metronome, and then I'll also like focus on measures that are causing difficulty in that practice session. So either these are measures that I keep having difficulty with, or it's a measure of that for some reason that day in that practice session I've had difficulty with. So I'll like focus on that. I'll really slow down the tempo and just, you know, try to analyze, okay, what am I doing? Why is it creating that sound? Or why am I having difficulty? Am I playing close to the frog? Am I playing out here on the tip? Should I be playing out here on the tip, or should I be playing over here? Or should I be playing over here? Where's my bow? Is it closer to the bridge or closer to the fingerboard? All those like little things. What's my angle? What's my body posture? What's my fingers doing? Are my bow hand and fingers out of sync? That kind of thing. And then, sorry, I'm so long-winded right now. In the afternoon, I practice again with my mother-in-law because she plays the cello, and she's actually the one that got me into the cello. And her and I are sharing this room together, so this is like our practice room. And there's her cello over there. And so we do duets together for at least 2 hours. We spend a lot of time on duets. We really enjoy them, and they're always like, I don't know, it's a really good learning experience to like have to read another person's line to follow them or listen to them and communicate silently with like breaths, like, okay, now we're beginning this next movement or whatever. It's been really helpful. And then of course your intonation has to be really good because you're trying to harmonize or whatever with the other player. And then lastly, at the end of my day before bed, I practice usually like open bowing again, so like especially on the G string or the C string, because I have a hard time engaging that, like don't apply pressure like gravity, draw back with your bow, use, you know, this angle, and then on the reverse for the A string you want to kind of like pull out that way. You can't see what my bow is doing, I'm sorry. And then that's it. And then sometimes throughout the day I'll get the bug to just fiddle around with it, and I'll do like improv, and I'll be like, I want to like just like mess around with sounds and combinations and vibrato, which I don't do that often because I'm so worried about my intonation right now, and then I have a bunch of Baroque repertoire which doesn't really require it much. So that's that. The next question, I'm so sorry this is taking so long. The next question is, what is my musical background? Well, when I was really little, I took a piano lesson and learned Weeping Willow Tree, and my teacher ended up having to stop teaching because she had really bad arthritis. So I only had one lesson, but we always had a piano in the house. My mom played piano. She doesn't read music, but she always played by ear. So I kind of grew up playing by ear too, and especially in high school I spent a lot more time just like fiddling around with the piano. And then in middle school, I joined halfway into 6th grade. I transferred schools, and we had to either join an orchestra or the band. So I joined orchestra, started playing the violin in orchestra. And the second year of middle school, I was just enjoying it so much that I got a private teacher, and I had a private teacher for the rest of middle school. And then I got to high school and I quit completely. Stopped playing, and that was that. And then I think it was the end of my senior year, I was like, I really want to play the violin again. So I picked it up, got a teacher again, and then I played into my first year of college. My private teacher at the time really encouraged me actually to go to music school, so I started taking music classes. I joined the orchestra there at the college and was like, I can't do this. This is horrible. I felt so insecure. So it's really nice to be able to do this again as a more grounded person, that I feel so much more comfortable with myself than I did when I was 19 or whatever. So that is my musical experience. And then like 15 years later, my mother-in-law starts playing cello. I'm like, oh, I can help you understand what these notes mean, because, you know, I did have some experience reading music with the violin. And then I started playing her cello, and I was like, I want to play the cello too. So here we are. Another common question I get is, what was it? I forgot already. I think I covered the two biggest ones, really. Oh, how do I practice shifting? Well, I already gave like an example, and that would be to like first finger in first position and then slide it up to fourth position. other string to check if you're in the right place. One thing, like when I'm, for example, this Schroeder etude that I'm working on right now, in my practice, I practice slow, deliberate shifting where I can hear the slide into the next position. And then when I perform it for my teacher, I omit that. So example. And I try to nail it, you know? So, like that. That has really helped. Another thing that's actually really helped my shifting is playing music where you're required to shift. At first, it's really intimidating. It's like, I'm not ready for that. I can't do that. I don't even know what those notes mean. Where are they on the cello? It's really scary. But if you take the leap of faith and you like just grin and bear it, it actually is really helpful, because even though you can do all these little exercises, it's really nice to apply them into something, to give them like meaning or context. So that's definitely nice. Another thing that I've done is even like swapping fingers. So I'll start on second or first finger. And then first finger, swap. So second finger. Third finger. Fourth finger. Back down to first. And that's really helpful too. Again, like taking time in that slide to really hear where you're landing, because you don't want to overshoot it, because that might be creating like bad muscle memory. Excuse me. And then the last thing that I do is like half steps up the neck. So first position, all the half steps. Then fourth position. And then do that again. That kind of thing. And if you doubt where your finger is, just check yourself with the other string. So that's it. Thank you guys for watching. Sorry for the really long-winded video. If I could edit this, I would take parts out, but whatever. I hope everyone's having a wonderful journey with their musical instrument, and happy practicing. I'll see you guys soon.